Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What if I told you that the Packers are on the verge of pulling off a move that could reshape their entire offensive landscape and give them a serious edge in the NFC? Rumors are swirling about a blockbuster trade that might just bring Saquon Barkley, yes, the explosive running back from the Philadelphia Eagles, to Green Bay. And honestly, this isn't just some rumor mill chatter. It's looking more and more like a real possibility. So let's break down what this could mean for the Packers and why this move might be the missing piece to push them deep into the playoffs and maybe even back to the Super Bowl. First, let's talk about the current state of affairs in Green Bay. The Packers have been solid this season, sitting at 9-3-1 in the NFC North, and they're right in the thick of the playoff hunt. But if we're being honest, the offense has been a bit inconsistent. Jordan Love, who's been proving himself as the future at quarterback, has had his moments but still faces some pressure, especially with a secondary that's been leaking yardage, giving up about 210 passing yards per game. The run game, while decent, hasn't been explosive enough to consistently take the load off Love, especially when defenses stack the box or play tight coverage. So adding a player like Barkley could be a game changer, injecting some much-needed explosiveness into the offense, stretching defenses, and opening up more options for Love to operate. Now, the rumors suggest that the Eagles, currently sitting at 9-5 but dealing with a cap crunch after their big extension for Jalen Hurts, are looking to make some salary cap room and clear out some assets. Adam Schefter, one of the most reliable NFL insiders, indicates that the Eagles are considering a trade where they send Barkley, a free agent after this season, to the Packers in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 draft and a conditional third-round pick. This move would free up around $12 million in cap space for the Eagles, allowing them to focus on rebuilding their defensive line after allowing a staggering 130 yards per game on the ground. For the Packers, with about $94 million in cap space as of December 2025, absorbing Barkley's contract through a restructure could be manageable, especially considering how much he could bring to the table. Barkley, at 28 years old, is an absolute force when healthy. In 2025, he's been a workhorse with 218 carries for 862 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaging 40 yards per carry and earning a PFF grade of 88.7, which puts him in the top tier among running backs this season. His yards after contact at 5.2 yards and his EPA per rush at plus 0.25 show just how dynamic and reliable he's been. Since entering the league in 2018, Barkley has amassed over 0 rushing yards and 53 rushing touchdowns, alongside a solid catching game with 350 receptions for 500 yards. He's been named to the Pro Bowl in 2024 after rushing for 500 yards and averaging 4.6 yards per carry with 8 forced fumbles. He's a guy who's proven he can carry the load and make plays when it matters most. Of course, injuries have been part of his story. He missed a couple of games this season due to an ankle injury, but he's shown resilience and elite elusiveness when healthy. His next-gen stats reveal an elusive rating of 45, with vision at 91, comparable to some of the best in the league. Barkley's style of running, powerful, explosive, elusive, reminds many of the prime years of Derrick Henry, with a PFF grade that's right there at 89+, meaning he's a dominant force on the field. His ability to break tackles and create yards after contact would be a massive boost for the Packers' rushing attack, which currently averages around 120 yards per game. With Barkley added, that number could easily jump to around 150, meaning more balance and less pressure on Love to carry the entire offense. For the Eagles, trading Barkley makes sense from their perspective. With over $10 million in cap space in 2026 and a focus on developing younger running backs like Kenneth Gainwell, who rushed for 600 yards in 2025, they're looking ahead. Plus, with their defense ranking 16th in points allowed, around 22 points per game, they need to focus on rebuilding on that side of the ball. Losing Barkley, especially when he's been such a key part of their ground game, would hurt their run efficiency, which has already dipped in recent weeks. The Eagles have also been cautious about their cap situation, and with the team's playoff chances still alive, they might prefer to stockpile draft picks and focus on their defense and youth movement. Now, for the Packers, bringing in Barkley could be a catalyst for their offense. His presence would help alleviate the burden on A.J. Dillon and even boost the production of other playmakers. Not only would Barkley help in the run game, but his receiving skills out of the backfield would be a tremendous asset, giving Jordan Love another reliable target on third down and in the red zone. The Packers have been good at creating big plays, but they need that extra gear in the run game to truly threaten defenses and keep the chains moving consistently. With Barkley, the offensive line's protection could be more effective, as defenses won't be able to stack the box or focus solely on containing Love's arm. Looking ahead, the projections are exciting. If Barkley joins the Packers, he could easily eclipse 200 rushing yards, especially with the increased workload and the improved blocking schemes. This would also take a lot of pressure off Love, who's been sacked 28 times this season, and help the Packers establish a more balanced attack. Historically, players like Christian McCaffrey in 2019 transformed their team's offensive efficiency, and Barkley has that same potential to elevate the Packers' play-action game, which is crucial for a quarterback like Love still learning the nuances of NFL defenses. The playoff implications are huge. Current odds from FanDuel show the Packers jumping from plus 750 to plus 500 in Super Bowl futures if this move happens. That's a significant shift, and it's not just about the regular season, it's about the postseason. Barkley's playoff experience, including his 4 career postseason touchdowns, could be the difference maker in tight games, especially against teams like the Rams. ESPN simulations suggest that with Barkley, the Packers' chances of beating the Rams could jump from 55% to a staggering 72%. That kind of upgrade in win probability could be the difference between an early exit and a deep playoff run, possibly even bringing back that Lombardi trophy. Now, let's not forget the intangibles. Lambeau Field is one of the most intimidating places to play, especially when the weather turns cold and the fans are roaring. Having a runner of Barkley's caliber would make the Packers a nightmare for defenses trying to contain their offense. His ability to gain yards in cold, tough conditions, much like the legendary Starks run in 2010, could become a defining trait for this team's championship aspirations. It's a move that could echo the Packers' historic run in 2010, when Starks and the rushing attack helped secure their 5th Super Bowl title. Of course, nothing is certain in the NFL, and trades of this magnitude come with risks and complexities. But if the Packers can pull this off, it would be a statement to the league and a clear sign that they're all in on chasing another Super Bowl. The addition of a player like Barkley, with his combination of power, elusiveness, and experience, could be the spark that ignites this team for a deep playoff push, maybe even a Lombardi repeat. The division is tightening, and with the Vikings and Lions both having strong seasons, the Packers need to strike while the iron's hot. Bringing in Barkley could be the move that not only elevates their offense, but also shifts the power dynamics in the NFC North, making the Packers the team to beat once again. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Barkley can be the missing piece that propels this team back to Super Bowl glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.